What's up, YouTube? Today we are pulling the dash on our 66 Cadillac so that I can reach behind the dash and then get out my ignition switch. When I got this car, it didn't have any keys. Well, they gave us keys that they thought would work, but they don't work. So I'm gonna have to get a new cylinder lock so I can actually start the car and all that, because I've had a change of plans. With this car, I said that I was going to just start going for body work because I didn't have a carburetor, and we had quite the miraculous experience happen. When I originally bought the house that I'm living in now, there was just a ton of just stuff everywhere that I had to clean up when I moved in from the person that owned this house before. Kind of, I wouldn't call it a hoarder situation, but they had a lot of stuff. And so we were pulling the engine for that El Camino the other day, and when I went off to get some more tools, I came back and the guys that I had helping me, they said they found a carburetor for that Cadillac. And I said, I don't believe you. There's not a chance you just found one. And come to find out, in the bushes behind my shop, there was a Carter AFB 4-barrel carburetor, and we've done a little bit of looking into it. It seems like it's pretty intact. We should be able just to rebuild it and then be able to get the car running. So that's pretty exciting. So pretty much plans have changed. I'm gonna try and get my ignition to work so I don't have to use a starter button and all that stuff. I do have a fuel pump for it, so I'm hoping by the end of the week, or within, for sure, the next 2 weeks, we're going to get the car running, and then I can maybe drive it down the road. So, well, let's get started with that dash removal. So we're gonna pull the gauges, and with your light bezel and your clock bezel underneath, there is, shoot, I don't even know what size this is. It appears to be a 5/64 Allen head. And all you do is you come up in here and there's a set screw. See if I can even get it first try without looking at it. There's a set screw up in here, and you loosen it. And I don't back it all the way out. I just get it to where I can move these gauges, and you just wiggle it till it comes out. One thing you will have to fight is this tab right here. It will be kind of a nightmare. And then you just need to unplug all your lights and everything. For this one, you just have to twist them, and then they come right out. See, just like that. Twist them to the left, so loosen, and then they just come out. Whoop. And then you unplug this right here. That's your voltage to your clock. And then we'll do the same thing to this other side. And again, you just loosen it. Until you can get it out. This one's a little bit more of a pain. There we go. And then we're gonna have to disconnect our switch right here. So now that I got those both out, there are 2 screws up here in the dash, up on top of the gauges. And then you will have a 7/16 bolt right here that were behind the clock, and then the same as well that is behind your light switch. One thing I have found useful is put all your bolts and stuff in the bag. It makes things a whole lot easier when it comes to keeping track of everything. we do need to take, there are 2 screws up in here. One right here that is missing. And then this one right here. And then this trim panel will move out of the way so that we can remove our gauges. So after you take those 2 screws out up here, you'll be able to pop your dash up. You may have to take a couple of the screws in there. And then you got 2 more 7/16 bolts, actually 3 more, to take loose so that this trim panel will drop out. So I kind of had to fight with this point. My dash ended up just being able to slide out, but I think somebody had broken it before. I'm not sure if it's supposed to slide out once you take all the bolts up there. This is just the dash cover. But what I did was I got this screw loose. But one thing that's really important is make sure you keep these. These are shims for going inside of here for, I'm guessing it's just for your gap so everything fits right. So you don't want to lose those. My guess is yours has the same amount of shims as mine, which is 4. Then all I'm doing is I just will thread this out, and then this whole entire trim piece will just pull out like this. So for the rest of this dash, I'm not going to take it apart just because it's going to be, I'd say, fairly time consuming, and I can already get to what I need to get to with my ignition. But all this dash needs to do is there are 4 screws. There's 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. They're 1/4 inch, and if you pull those out, and then this piece will come off. The reason you need to do it like that is because down in here, your shift needle is right there. And so if you try and pull this out, you're gonna break your shift needle, the one that points whether you're in park, reverse, neutral, drive, all that stuff. So I just don't wanna fight with that. But if you do that, you'll be able to pull this in half, and then you'll be able to get your dash out of the way. Back behind it, there will be your connector for all your lights, and then there should be a wheel speed cable for your speedometer. So when it comes to your ignition for the dash, I've got my dash panel removed, and it looks like that's the only way you're going to be able to do that, because if you look up in here, I thought that I'd be able to if I got this out of the way, I'd probably be able to reach up in there, but there is this plastic guard, so getting to it through the top will definitely be the easiest. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll remove my ignition lock, and then hopefully we can get a key figured out for it. Kind of a nightmare, but there she is. Well, thanks for sticking around. This one was kind of a little bit more of a pain than I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't too bad. I got my lock cylinder out. It looks like there's just the pin, like your normal lock cylinders. You press it in on the side and then the cylinder should come out. Then you can just put a new one in. We'll see you guys next time. Go look at the other video so you can see where we're at. Hopefully we can have this car running within the next little bit and we can take it around the block.